everyone. It's been a long time, but I thought I'd basically sort of pop in because I'm still here. We still have a September No Sugar Challenge that's going on as well. But I thought I would just give you an update. And this is actually a very special sort of live session because I've got a guest and we've been playing around beforehand as to how we actually do this. But my cousin, Anne, is going to join us, and I'm going to put her on here in a second. She is actually here. Now she's wearing her mask, and I think we can still hear the audio, but at any time we, maybe if I can't hear it, then it might be a bit difficult. I'll basically sort of mention it. But she's going to sit in if she's going to ask any questions, but basically we're going to sort of make it so that it's like it's interactive, or it's, you know, she's just sitting in on the show. So I'm really privileged and honored that my cousin wants to actually join us. All right, so let me start off with this few second type of little break first and thing, and we'll join you. Okay, so we're back. So let me get Marianne on. So there she is.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right. And okay, so where are you in the world?
I'm at home.
In
Manderson. I'm in Lower Hutt in Wellington, New Zealand.
Yes. And so now you're currently in a level, well, the country's in a level 2, or the area that you are is what they call a level 2 shutdown. But Marianne has respiratory problems. So she's basically, I think, on a different level up. So she's like on a level 3 thing. She was sort of explaining it to me. But do you want to say just a little thing about, you know, hi, or how are you and who you are and a few things? Up to you.
Maloni. My name is Anne Pereira. My name is Anne Pereira. My parents are Leonia and Heto Pereira. I'm a New Zealand-born Tekalawan, and my health is I am COPD, chronic lung disease, emphysema. So if I cut off or leave, it's because I am a little bit busy at the moment, but I've got time for my cousin Bernie and her health program. And I'm just going to sit back and listen and ask questions when I feel that it's to do with me, if Bernie doesn't mind.
No problem. Oh, thank you. You know, I remember Marianne. I'm actually older than Marianne, only by a little bit. But I remember my family when we would go to Purua to visit when my dad's sister was alive, and would go visit the guys over in Conclusion Street. I think that's where they were. And Marianne was basically with her family sort of living around Purua too, because I remember that. And do you know what I can still remember? Because you had a backyard that was really steep, right?
We lived on Champion Street in Porirua, Cannons Creek.
Yeah. And there was like this backyard that was really steep and thing.
Yeah.
And did we sit on cardboard and just go down
a sliding patch?
I remember that. But I remember also that I hurt my leg, I think, at the bottom, because I remember getting some kind of cut, something on that one. Hey, but that was good fun. I remember that thing. So that was a long time ago.
I think that would have been in the 70s, Bernie, when we were like maybe 9 and you were 10, or whether my mum was alive.
Yes.
So we would have been about 8 and you would have been 9.
Yeah, I remember it. For some reason, I was like, that felt really good. It was probably, when you look back, it's probably like, it was probably a bit dangerous, but then I don't know, you know, when you look back in those kind of things, but it was good fun. at the time. So
yeah, we lived in a 2-story house, and to get to our house, if you know Champion Street and Cannons Creek, Porirua, you had to walk up a steep driveway because the road is at the bottom and a bus stop, and it's a steep road to get to our house.
Yeah,
a 2-story house. So we had our front lawn was a V shape, and our side was on a steep, and then at the back of our house was a sliding patch coming from Somerset down to Champion, but at the back of our house. So that was a big sliding patch, and we had one, and then 138 had one, which were the Thomases. Yeah, so when we had our family gatherings with our parents or extended family, we used to go and play when our parents were together, and we would slide down what you were just explaining. It was a sliding patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, no,
it
was really steep. Yeah, I know. I remember that one. So anyway, so what we want to do is, I just wanted to come on, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. I had another busy weekend. You a good weekend? It was a Tony Robbins. I don't know if you guys know of him, but very early on in the days of the infomercials, would be this big American guy that used to come out, and he'll be like real, like, yes, you can do it, and all this kind of thing, motivational and thing. Now, he's been around for ages because he's in his mid-60s or early 60s, but his organization, they run virtual events. Now, they used to do still do, but because of COVID, it was a lot of shutdown. And so it'll be all these big in-person events. But now they took it online, and so it's a whole lot of Zoom screens everywhere. And anyway, yeah, I did that in the weekend. And I did it with Mal, and this was my second one because I did it last year, and that was actually a pivotal moment for me. That straight after that, I actually started my whole health journey on that one. So this time around, this year, it's not so much health because I feel like now I'm just maintaining it and trying to build on it and everything else. But for me, it's more like other areas of my life that I could actually improve upon. And that's what I'm actually doing this time around. So, and for Mal, it was like, whoa, what is this? But he thought it was actually really good because you have all these negative type of feelings about certain ways, what is the world doing to us, what's happening to me, and all this kind of thing. And it's just good to actually sort of like take that pause. And a lot of people will actually take a pause, but that weekend it was great to sort of like reinforce, truly the kind of feelings that you really want to feel and how you feel about yourself in a lot of things, rather than always trying to think, oh, that's bad news out there and I feel bad and all that one. Yeah. So it was actually really good. So a few things happened from that weekend, and I'm going to see if I can actually show it to you now, and I'm going to share my screen. So if Marianne, you drop off to the side, you haven't dropped off altogether. It's just that you are still there. It's just that I'm going to share my screen and show
all good, guys.
And show a couple of videos. One video, because on the very first day, and I don't really want to give too much away because it's a weekend that you have to experience, but you do learn to actually break the board like a karate board. It's like breaking through beliefs. So I've got a video of what I looked like, if you actually check, of when I was breaking the board, and that was all before my health journey. And then a video of 2 days ago, or on Friday when we started this, what happened. Let me see if
So, Brittany, before you do that, so I'm going to be watching live, whatever you're showing us,
Yep.
as because I'm live with you. So, will people still see me on that live, or will it be the video that they see?
I think they might just see that, or you might just be a little bit. But I could probably actually I can turn you off and then turn you back on again.
But I'm not going to touch anything on my screen because I'm not
No,
computer literate, so I don't know how to.
no. I'll do it. I'll drive it all.
Okay. Cool.
This is actually really good practice for me too, because I tried to do a guest spot with someone else and it didn't quite work. So it's working today. So I'm going to leave the invitation open that, you know, later on when we get all comfortable, if anybody wants to just come on and just, you know, share things, they'll be great. So thank you, cousin, for starting this off.
Go ahead, toilet.
All right, so let me just share the screen. All right, so what you're going to see there is, actually, I'll see if, there you are. I brought you back on there. So you're on the side with me. Well, that's what I could see. All right, so this is last year. Wow. And I was in my room. All right, so that's where I was. And I was breaking this board, which basically said lack of self-belief, like that. So let me just play that. Yay. And it goes on.
Oh, whoa, look at that.
Yeah, I know. So it goes on a little bit, but that's basically how I was looking. It's very tiny, but anyway. So that...
That's what I look like today. But my one is due to medication and my eating. And it's been a 5-year journey for me with when I got first diagnosed in 2016, the 25th of January.
25th of January. Okay.
2016, I was diagnosed with COPD, lung disease, emphysema, and that was just it through the doctors. But today, 5 years later, and 11 months, and 9 months, October, November, December, January, and 8 months, sorry, I am... in 3 days, 3 more days, and I am now COPD, chronic lung disease and emphysema beginning. But that's due to my choices and decisions from then until now. And I'm very slow at listening, but I can hear. It's been a hard journey, and there's a lot of my choices, my decisions, but I'm getting there. And I know with my faith through God, with COVID or decisions in my life, I've decided to change my life because I have a son and a granddaughter, siblings, nieces, nephews, aunties, uncles. But the sad thing for me is on this journey, we don't have many elders left.
Mm.
And that's, when I was a child, I remember that cancer was around, but it was more to what I could see and hear. It was in a community, westernized in New Zealand, but they were mainly, and I don't mean to be disrespectful or rude, but there were only either European people or Māori people that were getting cancer. But today, everybody's getting it, if I'm right.
Mm.
Diabetes was never around. I didn't know what diabetes was, but today I'm pre-diabetes now, and I'm trying to reverse it. I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. But those are the choices I made to why I am where I am today.
Yeah.
And God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this my way. So I need to reverse it. But then I'm going to go back to my childhood, because it all began with our faith, our family, our genealogy, and love one another. Those are the words of my grandmother to me, but I was still trying to learn tokelau, being born here, or whatever happened in my life. But there was this lady by the name of Melehete Tuilave Perez Tuilave, and that's my mother's mother. And she raised me for a few years of my life, but at the same time, we're eating all this food, sugar.
Yeah.
Kokolaya, cocoa rice, banana sago, yuahai, puta, they are round little like donuts. And in these, but that malia tastes nice, beautiful, because that's from back home in Tokelau. But we never think about sugar. We just think, oh, okay, I'm going to eat that. That tastes nice. But being raised with food from Tokelau, brought into New Zealand, and then in New Zealand, it's wheat bix, porridge, biscuits. Kai Tokelau, I don't know, I've never been to Tokelau. Ka ko Tokelau, ko te biscuit, ko te pepetu, pe ko te pancake, pe ko te puta. Ko te porridge, ko te hiwa whai, pe ko te kokolai here. But fish is always there. Hey. So I'm trying to answer, or just what's coming to my to me myself right now in my life. But it's a sad thing, because diabetes affected a lot of people, and it's not just my culture. But Nana brought me up not to eat sugar, because she never put it in her wheat bix or her porridge or her, she, Nana, hello, himelehete. We used to eat wheat bix, and we used to put fish in it. And she used to feed it to me, and I used to go, oh, Nana, you don't put fish in wheat bix, sorry, you put milk. But she didn't like milk, that I did. And then growing up in life, and then, this is in the 70s, and then you fast forward to 2021, I still don't, every now and then I still eat sugar, but I know the dangers of it now, because there's pre-diabetes, type 2, type 1. But I am lung disease. But it's my choices, my decision. And, Bernie, hello, Bernie, I want to reverse it. And when you just showed that short video and I saw the photo of you, that's me today. But I used to be not quite your size now, but just a little bit. But I was skinny back in the days. Yeah, so that's a little bit of my journey.
No, that's good. And it's good because and I like that we talk now and then, and it's like and do that, because I want to share it's like sometimes we think that we're just going through this ourselves, or just with maybe your immediate family, but there are so many of us that are actually I don't know if it's like suffering in silence, or thinking that we need to actually whatever, that we're basically we don't have that kind of support. And I've learned a lot of things from Marianne, because she's on the side where she's got this respiratory thing, but she's also like got a whole lot of these people that are actually part of your medical team as well, but that was only because you were diagnosed into that illness, right? And so what kind of team have you got that I mean, what's your typical week? How many appointments, what appointments do you go see, and what are these people doing? And,
I'm very mindful of what I say, whether it's social media or just me in my house. But I'm at a stage where I feel with my journey, my respiratory team, they are number one lower heart DHB. And I'm proud. I'm proud to be their patient or client. But the sadness is COVID's kicked in and it's around the world. And we're trying to, because I'm vulnerable to everybody else in the world because I'm respiratory. So my normal day would be home because of my condition now. And it's been like that for the past, since November, if I'm right, until 3 weeks ago, sorry. And then I came out of hospital, whether I'm in ICU, the ward, home, that's been 9 months, or out there. I've missed out on a lot of family funerals, and I'm the type of person that goes to these tokalong gatherings and I help with the matawala, te umiuminga, papalaolele, and I've tried to go. I'm still trying to get around that because of my decisions and choices. Ki hakaoho, and I've just gone to maybe socials and that, family gatherings, whether it be at home or in a house. But I feel that ko au he tamaiti toke lau no hanau I niuhila, ko au he hakaoho, ko he nukunono, ko he atahu. Go hit the and my love wherever I go, I show with my hands. I've been up, down, but the choices I've made with sugar has now affected. It's come into my life with my lung disease, and I'm pre-diabetes now. And I was diagnosed pre-diabetes in February of this year. So I thought to myself, hey, I never really liked sugar. I don't like lard. I thought I was living the life without diabetes, and it's around me. I look at it, I see it, I hear it wherever I go. But when the doctor said to me, Marianne, you're pre-diabetes, and I went, hey. But I didn't realize that all the other food that I was eating without putting sugar in my cup of tea, or maybe sugar every now and then, but it was actually in there in my potato. I love potatoes. I love bread. I love kumara. I love carrots. I love vegetables. But the sugar was in there. And then it was in tulo. It was in my, the alcohol I consumed over the years. And even, but what was I doing wrong? I wasn't understanding the food I was eating. And then medically, that's the consequence, that's the outcome. But I feel I got COPD through smoking. I'm a smoker. Not as bad as I used to be, but that's because of my choices and decisions I've made right up until today, cuz.
Yeah.
Kona mea I toko langa I te au lava, he ki whai mai he tahi tino. Na hana lava ia mali ana I whai veto na o langa. I chose to be this person today. But I want to reverse that pre-diabetes and read, because when I saw you, I think, I'm not too sure when, but I saw you on Facebook. And I saw that video you shared, and that I think that was after, if you don't mind me sharing, your dad, Uncle Pahilio, had passed away, and then you showed a before and an after. And I just went, whoa, I want to do that. So today, what I'm saying to myself is sort it out. Only you can do it. Only you can say the words. Only you can, and through your words are your actions. But at the end of the day, you say to yourself, I say to myself when I go to sleep, so what did I do today? Did I eat the right food? Because I'm still not. So that's a little bit, if it's educational to anybody else, whether Kitokelau or all cultures around the world. But this is my journey, and all I can say is I am pre-diabetes and I need to sort that out. And it's going to be in my food. Anything through you, Benny, anything you've taught me through your health program, anything under the ground, no. Anything that grows on top of the ground, sweet. Bread has to go. Potato, kumara, carrots, and then on top of the ground, I'm looking at, I love bananas, I love tomatoes, I love lemon, and I'm like, well, that's not under the ground. But because medically, it's not good for my breathing tube because it's citrus, lemon, tomato. I don't have gout, but because of my breathing, I have to change my oil into olive oil. And I'm like, I can't afford that. But yeah, I think to myself, well, you could afford a packet of smoke, so why can't you afford a bottle of olive oil? Vegan stuff, and I'm not vegan yet, but I love my vegetables, and I'm not going, but vegan's expensive, and I'm like, but you did this and that and this and that throughout your whole life, but you can afford it. So I'm fighting with myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Thanks. Thanks for sharing that, because there was a lot in that. And there was a lot. And I like the fact that you could actually, you're putting your story about how COVID, for many of us, sometimes it's like, well, COVID is there, and it only like affects the older people or the people who are really sick. But we've got people in our family who are in those vulnerable states and things. So that,
even if we talk about COVID is a disease now, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but on my journey, but there was stuff before COVID. There was other diseases and generations, and that's affected the world. But it didn't affect the world that it has today, that we're all wearing masks now. So if I can just kind of like just for a minute switch it to the Bible, it's in Revelation, the end of time.
Yeah.
The end of time, there will be tsunamis, there will be war, there will be racism, there will be, you and I will have debate, agree to disagree. And it's in Revelation. But to go back to the medical world, medicine, and I'm not a doctor, medicine is man-made. But why don't we just go back to nature and fix ourselves? Took a lot of people, e te hoho, massage. And I've learned through elderly people in our community, I can do a hoho in asthma. I can do a massage in asthma because I experienced it in life. I experienced a hoho. I had a mini minor stroke 2015. And an elderly person showed me how to massage that. Massage up, don't massage down. Let your blood go back to your brain, and then your blood will flow. So these are my experiences in life. I don't know about anybody else outside my house or outside my life, but I'm speaking about my journey in life. And today, I don't look like I've had a stroke, but I have asthma. But God is good because my faith is strong.
Yeah. And can
You know?
I sort of also say that because of Marianne's condition, she's been given a lot of different medications that her body has actually reacted a lot to that as well. So, and I mean, that's understandable because like we said, we're not medically sort of there, and medicine has a place, but also there is a place to also like what Marianne said, the natural things, the things that are not processed and heavily sort of like had things done to it that we consume over so many years that can actually help. I mean, they don't help, but they do actually build on that you can end up being sort of sick in your later years and things. So, but some of the things that that was fascinating to me was, and it is sad, but sometimes we don't actually, we are not actually aware of all the support systems in place in the whole medical thing, like a dietitian. Now, they'll be like doctors, some good, some bad, but there's dietitians, there's probably nutritionists, there's probably personal trainers, there's, aside from your own GP and medical specialists and things, that the resources are actually there, so that if ever you want to have that conversation with your GP, you know, ask the questions. Ask the questions because they are actually there. And Marianne was only able to actually be aware of this and be able to use them, obviously, because she's in the situation. So it's trying to actually sort of help her. But I know a lot of people probably suffer in silence and not actually do anything and think, well, I only see my doctor like once in whatever, how many years. But there are all these other people that are actually part of that support, that medical support system as well and things. You see a dietitian, right? Now and then?
Yeah. Through my GP when I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, put my lung disease, COPD aside, when the doctor diagnosed me with pre-diabetes, she gave me a dietitian. So I went, visited the dietitian, and then I couldn't because I ended up in hospital. And then when I finally got to meet the dietitian, I didn't realize that the dietitian is a nutritionist. I didn't know that, but I was like going, oh, so I've got to look for a nutritionist now. And then and I have ADHD. You know, I'll do something or you say something to me and then I'll go do that, but I won't finish that because someone's asked me to do this and then I'm multitasking and then I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. But when I go back to my original, what I'm supposed to be doing, I've forgotten. Yeah. You know, so the dietitian explained to me my food that I need to eat, and it was tin food. And I was like, yeah, what about tin food? I like tin food because I like beetroot in a tin. You know, I don't know how to cook the beetroot that comes out of the ground and you cook it. I don't know how to do that. I'm not up to standard with my cooking, but I'm getting there. And then I'm looking at pineapple. I'm too lazy to buy a pineapple and chop it up, but I can go and buy a tin of pineapple and I will open the can up, drink the juice, cut up the pineapple and put it wherever I want to put it, whether it's in a drink or a dessert or in a salad. But those are my consequences that I suffered and I didn't realize what it was doing to me. And then I was drinking alcohol and it had sugar in it, but I was too busy enjoying it. And then consequence, hospital, you know? So the word sugar when you said to me when I first met you, when I first got on your program, you said to me, you have to cut all sugar out. And I'm like going, well, I might as well stop eating because everything I want to eat has some sort of sugar in it.
80%. 80% of all foods have some kind of sugar in it. Roughly that. So yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I think you can look back at it because you could actually say, could I give up sugar for a day, or could I actually give up sugar for a week? And something actually happens to you because it's like there is a hold on it. It does a whole lot of things internally, chemically. But like I said, it all starts at a very early age, so that you've got years and years and years of this habit that you've got. So it's very difficult to actually try and break it. But that's not to say that you can't. And the only reason why I would actually probably say just don't have sugar and don't have carbohydrates is because people are in that stage where they are really looking at serious illnesses that you would actually try to go there. But not to say, like for me, I did that for a while and it helped lose weight and all this kind of thing, and it helped get my energy levels up. But I will still have, I'll have some kind of sweetener. Maybe it's a healthy kind of dessert. But for me, in this no sugar September challenge, I want to prove to myself that I can actually go without that, even the replacement healthy one, for 30 days. Because if I can't do that, then there's obviously a problem that I'm still working through. There's still an addiction problem that I'm still going through and things. So yeah.
So are you saying, correct me if I'm wrong, are you saying that there's sugar in the fat in the chops?
No.
No. Okay. Because there's also low carb, high fat diet.
Yeah. There's a lot of different diets out there, but don't get hung up on the word diet, right? I mean, that's just the way we're eating. That's what I mean by it, right? And I chose to eat low carb, very low, high fat way of eating. So I'll eat the meat, all the red meat, all the white meat, all the fish, and I just don't have potatoes, rice, pasta, those things, and I don't eat bread. But I built up to that.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking something in my sitting room. Sorry, Bernie, that I'm moving around.
Yeah, no worries. You go ahead. So I'm going to go and share now, so that you saw last year's me breaking the board, right? I'll show you now what happened last weekend.
Okay.
So let me just share that screen back again. All right. All right. So let me go in there. I think it's actually on this one. All right. So. Okay. First of all, because it was such a late entry registration, because we got these tickets given to us only like 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. So they didn't have time for the proper boards to actually be sent to us. So I took the bits of wood that I had broke last year and basically use that to actually break it again. All right, so here we go.
how do you do
Yay!
it?
All right, so okay, so that's the video from just the other weekend, right? On that one. Now let me, while I'm still sharing the screen, just get a few pictures up, because I don't know for those people who are paying attention, but I'm actually doing that the splits challenge, or learn how to do the splits. Now I'm not sure whether I can actually do the splits by the end of September, the full splits, but you know, I'm going to keep going on and see how long it actually takes me. So let me go get the progress up there. So here I am. Not bad, eh? So
I reckon I could do that without my stomach.
Anybody can do that. It just takes a while, right? I've seen really big people do it. So you know, but anyway, so that's my left side. That's my, oh, hang on. Here's my right side. Oh, hang on. Oh, do I have a right side? Oh, okay. Just some exercise movements.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of flexibility that comes on.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I had water in the knee early this year. Now, if you look,
fluid in your knees.
Yeah, I had fluid in my left knee, which nearly crippled me, because I was catching the plane coming back from New Zealand early in the year, and I was walking in Auckland, because you had to go fly out from Auckland, walking from their domestic to to their international, and it's like 800 meters, or it's not far, and I nearly collapsed. With my the luggage when I was about 100 meters away from international.
Yeah.
And that's because I was having my left knee problem on that one. So when I came back to Australia, I went to the GP, and the GP gave me a referral to the physio. And so I did physio for about three lessons, 3 or 4, I think, 4 visits I made to them. But all the while I started strengthening, because I had been exercising for quite a while, right? So I started strengthening and stretching. Now, I should have put a screenshot of the fact that it took me ages to try and actually just kneel down on the back of my heels with it, because that actually really used to be painful. But because I'm doing the splits and the exercise, I'm now able to actually sort of sit. It is still painful, but not as painful to actually now kneel down.
Okay, I'm going to let you in on a tip. I'm going to give you a tip, a tokalauan tip.
Okay, hold on then. Let me get this off. Yep.
So, you remember when I mentioned hohoa massage?
Yes.
When you're sitting in a chair or wherever you are and you're relaxed, whatever is hurting you, massage up. Don't massage to a pressure that it's hurt. Massage to a point you can feel the pressure of your massage, but don't hurt yourself, because you're beginning a massage. Now, to my knowledge, massage up. Don't massage down, wherever it is on your body, whether you do it or you ask your partner to do it, that massage up, mili. Whakahelo ki lunga. Massage up and go up wherever you're hurting, whether it's your knees, your toes, your ankles, all your bones in your body, massage up. The difference, the only other bones in our body, but your rib cage go across. But everything else is going up the bones or going down. So massage on the outside, ka hoko ki lunga.
Okay.
And then you try that a couple of times, or as often as you can when you're relaxing, and you will feel the difference after a while. And that's because you've gone and massaged the nerves, and it's probably touched the bloodstream, and it's going back to your brain. And then the blood flows back to wherever it's supposed to go in your body. It's actually waking you up, or it's helping you. But when I feel cramps in my fingers or wherever in my body, I never massage down, because I've watched it done on me by an elderly lady.
Okay.
Yeah. So that might help you with what's aching in your body to make your exercise better.
Yeah.
No, because you're also saying to me, drink water. And I'm like, hey, no, water tastes like nothing. No thanks. Yeah.
Drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, so that's actually good. I'm pretty sure that, now and then we'll probably get Marianne back on again, because it's like it's good just to have the conversations, rather than it being one way sometimes and things. So but that's probably where I want to leave. I don't know whether you want to have some final sort of thoughts or whatever. But it's not going to be just for now, but we'll be back again or whatever.
Okay. Bernie, hakahetai ki te koe. Ki au tau mahainga ki te health program a koe on Facebook or wherever, YouTube, wherever. But from me to you, hakahetai moto aloha, because it's priceless. You have helped me a lot. And I can only say I will try my best, and I need to sort out a lot of things, but I'm listening. I can hear you. It doesn't matter where I've been going lately, but ever since I've joined your health program, I can hear you at the back of my head. You're like, you're not God. I can hear you going, okay, when are we going back to pre-diabetes? We can laugh about it. We can joke. Another thing good in life is laugh your heart out. It's another way of release. This is for me, releasing stress.
Yeah.
So I try my best every day now, from now on, to wake up in the morning, do my prayers, lau te loha leo, do a rosary, and think about my parents and their parents, why they came to New Zealand, because I never listened in my life, and I'm sure I've said that, but I'm going to try and not repeat my words. I'm going to try and think before I speak. I'm going to try and maybe just be quiet, and actions speak louder than words. So, can I speak in my tongue?
Yeah, go for it.
E hakalongo pe mata mai ki te mā live stream with my cousin Bernie, hakamakeke. Te atua he atua, e aloha mo koe, e aloha mo au. Okay, I'm not gonna get religious. I'm not gonna get dearbots, or or I'm trying to tell you, I'm better than you. No. Hold my hand. Walk beside. Don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not leave. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Ka te piki ke mau, hakamākeke. Nā whānau, tātou mātua, tātou aunties te tiniho, te ulohina o Tokelau. Nā o mai ki tātou o tā hea ki nuku ho, but we became westernized and we have to re-educate ourselves. But I'm privileged to be born here in New Zealand, because I know the difference between being born here and being born back home. But one day, hopefully, with my faith in God, I will touch sand in Tokelau, whether it be the three atolls. I hope it's the three atolls. But I want my son and my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law or whoever wants to come with us. Tātou olo. Pai ki kila ki te henua na hana o mai ai tātou mātua, kai hea tēnā o mai ai ki kinei. But toke lau, loa, tātou lava ke mākeke. Doesn't matter, pero te he te lotu ai koe. There's only one God. Eat the right food. Ka kai ki nā mea kai, e mā lohi ai tātou tino, ke hoi nā mea te I'm talking to myself. Ke hoi e au nā ngaluenga, na hānau mai ai au e te atua. Kai, ka hei hoki e iei haku kupu, ko haku tāanga na hela ai au I te live stream tēnei a Bernie, o haka mā ngalo mai au. But Bernie, thank you very much for your love that you showed to me and everybody else to help people around the world, whether it be Tokelau and whatever ethnicity that you come from. But I go on.
Wonderful, cousin. Thank you very much. And yeah, no, it's actually really good. So thank you for your time on this one. And we'll be talking again. But for everybody else out there, hey, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the night and the rest of the week. And reach out. If you've got any comments, just reach out, if you've got any questions and things like that. But apart from that, we will catch you again.
So what Bernie's actually saying, Tokelau, manuia te aheo, manuia nā la hanga o te aheo ma te wai aheo, and ko tātou e toi he taui.
Whaftai lava.
Tau hako e. Tau hako e.